morning again, everyone. This is my second video demonstration on how to do cooking. I decided to go with curry chicken today because I did get some requests for it, and we're gonna do curry chicken with some white rice, and maybe I'll put a little vegetable with it and show you the plated dinner later. You're looking at what we're gonna curry is some chicken legs and wings. Obviously you can curry any part of the chicken, all of the chicken can be curried, but today I'm gonna do some legs and some wings, okay? As I said before last week, make sure you wash your meat, make sure thoroughly, make sure you're able, you wash it thoroughly and you're able to make sure your meat is always clean and ready to go for your first seasoning, okay? The first thing I do, and a lot of people don't do it, is to strip the chicken. The chicken that you're looking at is chicken legs, it's stripped off the skin. Obviously, if you like skin, you can leave it on, or if you don't, you can take it off like I did, okay? Now the next thing I'm going to do is to chop up this meat. Curry chicken originally is not supposed to be cooked whole like this. You're supposed to chop it, and you can chop it in any piece, how many pieces you want. I'm going to chop it in a couple of pieces because I like small pieces when I do curry, but obviously you can do it however you want, okay? And what I usually do is cut it a little bit, then I chop it, right? Obviously, fingers away. Make sure your finger is not in the way. And I'm just gonna cut mine in half for now. Put it back in the container and do the same thing with the other piece. So I'm just gonna cut it in half. Obviously, like I said, if you wanna cut it in more pieces than I'm cutting it, then go right ahead. And keep your fingers away from the knife, obviously, right? I'm gonna cut this up like I'm doing on my chopping board. Let's do a wing. What I normally do with the wing is cut it in half first. Then I cut it in half on this side.
I want to talk to you.
Not now, later.
No, now.
And then I cut this one again in, not half, not fully half, but like I said, cut your chicken the way you want it, and it should be fine with currying, okay? I'll be right back with the seasoning process. Hi again, we're about to add the seasoning to the chicken. What I have here, some tomatoes, onions, garlic, sweet pepper, and some Scotch bonnet pepper. So first we're gonna chop this up. All of this is going to be added to the chicken. This is not how we did oxtail last week. We seasoned the oxtail before, powdered season, but this week we're gonna do the seasoning, add the seasoning directly to the chicken. Right, so I'm cutting up the tomato. And you can cut it up however you like it. I like it small, or medium, so I cut it that way. Doesn't have to be anything neat and nice. Just cut up some tomatoes however way you like. I'm gonna do the onions. I'm gonna do the same, however way you like it. Cut it up. Now you can add more onions or more tomatoes as much as you like. I'm just cutting the onions up, and like I said, doesn't have to be neat and nice. It's just a Sunday dinner from my kitchen to yours, so you don't need to be all fancy, is what I'm saying. So I'm cutting the sweet pepper up and do the same. I'm gonna cut a little bit more sweet pepper because a lot of onions, so we need just a little bit more sweet pepper to kind of balance it. Okay. I'm gonna cut a little bit of pepper over here, hot pepper. Depending on how hot you want it, a lot of people like spicy food. In my household, no. Spicy food is a no-no for my household. So I don't normally put a lot of hot pepper in. So what we're going to do now is, as you can see, all the season is cut. And now we're just gonna add it to the chicken, like so. See, it's in there, in the chicken. Now what we're gonna do is add some powdered seasoning. So the first thing I'm going to add is some black pepper. The next thing I'm going to add is some all-purpose seasoning. The next thing is some what's called flavor enhancer. And the next thing is some clary seasoning. Then the last thing we're gonna add is the curry. Now, you can make it as, you know, yellow as you want it to. And you'll see the texture once I start rubbing it in. All you gotta do is take your hand, just like the last video, and rub it in, right? My yellow is not as bright as I want it to be. So you can keep adding as much curry as you want to get that kind of consistency that you want. I'm gonna add a little bit more because I like it a little bit yellow, more yellow than it is. And I think this is where I'm going to stop. So rub it in. Because at the end, the seasoning that's on this is going to be cooked down with your chicken. So this is what it should look like once you rub it in. And I'll do a little, right? So that is the way it should look when you rub in all the seasonings, or everything that you put in with your powdered season and your garlic, your tomato, your onion, your sweet pepper, all of that is in here now. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit, then I'm going to show you how to start cooking this in the pot, okay? See you later. Hi, again. Now I'm about to add some oil in the pot. Pot is on the stove. About to add some oil. A bit more than the oxtail, but enough to coat the pot and a little bit more, right? We're gonna make sure that the pot is hot before we put it in, chicken in. Over here, I started, I put some water in a pot with just some water. Once it starts boiling, I will put some butter and some salt in for the white rice. So the pot is on the stove for the white rice. I will show you how that's done in a few more minutes. Right now, let's go back to the pot with to cook the curry chicken. It's getting hot. I'm gonna let it get hot a few more minutes, and then I'll come back to you in a few minutes. The pot is hot, so we're gonna start putting the chicken in the pot. Now, the main thing I need you to do is to dust off, take off the seasoning. You're not gonna put the seasoning in at this point. I know I have a piece in there. You're gonna dust it off like that. Put it in one at a time, because you don't need that tomato and the onion and sweet pepper and any of those in here at this point. That is what you're gonna put in once the chicken is tender at the end. So we're gonna do that until we dust off all of the seasoning, put in the chicken in the pot without the seasoning, and then get that going. So as you can see, all of the chicken is gone. And the only thing that's left is the sweet pepper, the onions, and the tomatoes. And that we're gonna leave until the chicken is tender. What we're going to do now is to get a spoon. I'm gonna turn it around a little bit so you can see that it's cooking in its juices. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave it for a while. What I like to do, because curry is not a flavor that a lot of people like, and it has different effects on other people, I like to cook the curry out a little bit before I add the water to it. So I'm gonna let it cook a little bit in the juices, and then I'm gonna come back, and just like the oxtail, we're gonna add a little water. Chicken is easier to cook than oxtail, so you don't need to put a lot of water in it. But we're going to let it cook in its juices for a few minutes. Then we're gonna add a little bit of water, let it cook down, and then we'll show you the finished product, right? In a few minutes, I will start seasoning up the pot for the rice, and we'll come back. Take a look at what's going on here with the curry chicken. As you can see, like I said before, it is cooking in its juices. And at this point, it's good for you to add some water. Now it's all, see that's what you want to see when you're cooking it down in their own juices. Okay? Now we want to add some water so it can cook a little bit further. You don't have to add a lot of water, but I'm gonna add just a little bit more to mine, because I don't want to go back every time and add water to it. So I'm just gonna add enough water to cook it, and that way when I'm done, it will be tender and it's ready to go. Alright, so we're gonna cover that. That is boiling for the white rice. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter in here. A little bit of butter and salt. It's a little bit. And I've washed the rice. Already washed the rice, right? Make sure you wash the rice thoroughly, please. You don't know where the rice has been, so to speak. So we need to wash our rice thoroughly before we put it into the water for cooking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the rice to the water, the boiling water. And at some point you need to turn the rice, the pot down, so that it can cook properly. Now, sometimes there's too much water in the pot for the rice, so you need to take it out. In this case, that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna remove some of the water so that the rice is nice and tender, but not too soppy, as we say, okay? I'll be right back. So as you can see, I took some water out to make sure that you have nice flaky rice. I took the water out and I made sure there's enough water in there to steam the rice. So this is steamed. The pot is boiling, but I'm gonna put the cover back on, and I'm going to reduce the flame to low, because I don't want it to cook fast. So we're gonna make it steam in the pot, and I turn the flames down, and I'm gonna check back later to make sure it's doing fine. Hi, the curry chicken is cooking the way I like it. I wanted to show you how it's doing at this stage. The meat is actually cooking. And see, this is the yellowness I want. It's gonna get a little bit yellow, more yellow once it goes down to gravy. But this is the consistency that I want to see. And this is what it should look like when it's cooking down in the water, okay? We'll be back. Come back. Curry chicken has been cooking, and it is tender now. So what I'm going to do is add the seasoning that we put in before. to it, that was rubbed into it, and I'm just gonna add it to the pot. All the juices, everything in it, add it to the pot. I'm gonna, like I did last week, take a little bit of water, wash out the rest. You want every morsel of seasoning in there to make this nice and good to eat. Make this nice and seasoned. This is the way it should look at this point. What we're going to do is we're going to make it cook down to gravy now. And once it's cooked down, I'll show you what it looks like. Let's go over to the rice. The rice is steaming, as you can see. Steaming, still steaming. Still has a little while to go for steaming, so I'm gonna let it slow steam until it's done. And then when I come back, I'll show you what it looks like in the pot, and then when I'll plate it. I also took the opportunity to bake a little cake today. So I'm gonna show you me pouring it. I did not show you how to do it, so if you wanna learn, let me know and I'll do it another time. Let me show you me pouring the cake, and then you'll see the end result of the cake later. I did the mixer, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this off. I have a dish that I have butter and flour and coated it. I'm just gonna pour my cake mix in to the pan. Like I said, I did not show you how to do this, so this is my my family's dessert that we're gonna eat after dinner later. I usually do it on a Sunday, just for a little added, because Sunday dinner is a little bit earlier in the afternoon on a Sunday. So normally what I do is I bake a cake so that later my family can snack on that for some dessert. All right, I'm about to put it in the oven. Put it into the oven so we can bake, and then we'll see the end result later. Just wanted to show everyone how the curry chicken is doing. It's cooking now, and this is what it looks like. It's going to make some gravy soon, and I just wanted to show you what it should look like when it's going towards the end of you cooking the meal. So this is what it looks like. It is still cooking down to in the gravy. The water that I put in and the seasoning is in there. It's cooking and blending in nicely. So at the end, it's gonna go down to gravy, and I'll show you what it looks like. But this is what it is midway. Hi everyone, we're back. Curry chicken is pretty much done. The gravy is made. I'll showing you what the gravy looks like. Right? If you want a lot of gravies, you can keep it like this. You can serve it like this, which I'm probably going to. If you want a little lower gravy than this, then continue cooking. But this is the curry chicken on a whole. As you can see, the season is all cooked out, and the tomatoes, everything is in. As you can see, tomato, everything is cooked out in the gravy, and you should have a nice consistency now to serve. And we'll get back to you with the plating of this. Let me show you the rice. The rice is steamed to perfection. As you can see, it is completely cooked and ready to serve. Okay? We're gonna come back with the plating and show you what it looks like on the plate. Hi everyone, so we're at the end of the video. I plated the food. This is your curry chicken, your white rice. Did a little bit of cabbage with carrots to go with it. And this is the final meal. Notice, the seasoning and everything has, evaporated and it's a nice looking curry chicken. Not just looks good, it is tasty. All right. Also, I wanted to show you the actual cake. The cake is completed. It's ready to eat. I didn't take it out of the pan because it's still hot. But as you can see, the cake is baked, and this is going to be our dessert later. Like I said, the price is done. This is our Sunday dinner. If you like this video, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification button for any new content that I'm going to post. And also comment below. Let me know what you want to see. If you want to see anything specific, and I will certainly do it for you. All right? From your table to mine. Bon appetit. Enjoy your Sunday dinner. Thanks. Bye.